Alrighty, welcome back to the catabolic window. Oh fuck!
Why is it Aussie this week, bruv?
Because I wanted to do a different one. Episode 57. People, we are in the house, consistent. I think this is the third week in a row. Go us! Yeah, yeah.
Yay.
How are we doing, Mister? Oh, my laptop's alive. How are we doing, Mister Archer?
Um, Good. The biggest difference between this week and last week is I painted my nails. That's about it. Christian did it. I can do it. This is the third year running. It's the third anniversary of me painting my nails. I did it 3 years ago, and I've done it every year since. I might keep it this time. Who knows? Luke hates it. I love it. Standard shit.
That with the eyebrow piercing is not the best vibe, mate.
What's the vibe that I'm giving off?
Like,
2010 emo.
I hate myself, and I want to tell the world about it.
The black and red branding doesn't help, does it? Jeez. Jeez.
No,
Anyway,
yeah. Fuck.
how's your week been, mate? Mine's not been too eventful, I can't lie.
Have you seen the meme? Have
Probably,
you
yeah.
seen the meme where it's like when they don't let you onto the Jedi Council and it's Hayden Christensen like in another movie and he's got like a piercing in the bottom of his lip and he's like a proper emo. It's like I'm so fucking upset.
No,
So
I haven't
good,
seen
man.
that. That's sick, though. Mate,
My
Star Wars
feed is
memes will
littered with
always be
Star
my
Wars
favorite.
memes at the moment.
Mate, honestly, they will always be my favorite. I fucking love a Star Wars meme. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
Dan, one of the Dans that follows me. Oh, I forget his last name. I think it's Dan Lifts Dumbbells. Shout out to Dan Lifts Dumbbells. He tagged like I critiqued his stiff leg deadlift, and then he reposted it on his story and was like, "How was this?" And I put, "Now this is pod racing." And he was like,
Yes.
and he was like, "I don't know what the fuck that means." And I was like, "It's a
No,
Star
it
Wars."
was DD bodybuilding.
Oh yeah,
I
sorry.
remember.
It's Dan Lifts Dumbbells is Dan Scott, isn't it? Our client.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mate, there's two. I've got like 4 or 5 Dans that I talk to, mate. You guys are all the same to me. Sorry. Anyway, so DD bodybuilding was yeah, he tagged me and then I was like, it's a Star Wars joke, and he was like, not seen it, and I forget what he said. It was like waste of time, and I was like, oh, I was very sad by that, Dan.
Yeah, he didn't get it, man, and was outraged. There was another good one as well. I saw that it was a picture of Obi-Wan and Anakin, and you know the thing where you're like trying to prove that you're not a robot, and it like getting you to try and find the stuff in the picture,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like click all the Jedi Masters.
Jesus,
Dude, I
mate,
was dying.
the
I
fucking
was
sass for
dying with
Anakin is
that.
crazy. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, so we have got some questions I went through on my story, but we're going to go through them anyway because you guys probably don't care. Um, so we'll run through them one at a time. I'm going to shiver apparently. And yeah, so first question that we've got is something that you're excited for this year.
Uh, finishing
Cool, that's a good one. Anything else?
finishing my degree. Obviously, the next time that I see you in person, mate, because it's always amazing.
Oh, he's lying, guys. I paid him to say
Yeah, you definitely should.
that. I'd say for me, I'm looking forward to. I'd say I'm nervous, but I'm looking forward to start of prep, which will be right at the back end of this year. But it will be this year, technically 2024. So yeah, that's quite a.
Does this mean you're finally not going to be fat?
Well, I'll be hopefully not fat in about 14 weeks' time, and I'll get fat for a little bit, and then I'll be less fat. Um, right, here's a good one that I talked about. Right, exercise selection or exercise order, and then he put is one more important than the other. But I want to go for. We're probably going to say no, but um, actually, nah, go on. We'll leave it open ended. Is one more important than the other for exercise selection and exercise order? If so, which one? Say you had to pick one.
Neither of them are the most important thing.
Oh, what do you think is the
How
most important
how
thing?
well you train is far more important than either of those two things.
To be fair, that does trump it. But out of those two,
That's my I think that's one of my hottest takes. That technique is far more important than almost any other thing in your training.
I yeah, the only
And
comeback I
when I
yeah
say technique, I'm including intensity within that
yeah
because that is part of. technique.
That was the only. I was going to say two things. First of all, intensity, and then I was going to say potential joint issues, but that's kind of accounted for in technique. Like, arguably, you would say that good technique involves not pissing off an injury, even if it means like very slow tempo. So yeah,
Absolutely.
but if you have to pick one,
Absolutely.
right, gun to your head, exercise selection or order, which one would you?
Selection.
Yeah, exactly. Any day, mate.
Yeah.
Because the way that I think about it is this: let's say you have perfect exercise selection but crap order, or perfect order but crap selection. If your selection's crap but you're doing it in the perfect order, all I can see is potential injuries. Like if your selection is crap, or just having shed loads of fatigue. Whereas if your selection's amazing but your order's crap, you're at least going to be able to train something. Like let's say that your order is you train triceps before chest and you're trying to work on your chest. Well, yeah, you're limited, but at least you're not fucking injured because the exercises you're picking are actually suited for you, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah. We've got best tactics to overcome illness.
Sleep, drink
Yep,
some water,
yep. And
take steroids. Oh no, wait, that last one doesn't work, does it?
no, not really.
Oh,
Eat
I wish it
food.
did.
Eat food. Your immune
Yeah,
system needs calories, funnily enough. So if you get ill and you stop eating, eat. But yeah, unfortunately, if there was a secret magic cure of, oh yeah, by the way, 5.5 grams of vitamin C fixes any illness, I don't know. Illness is something that plagues humanity and it has done for ages. If there was a magic way of dealing with it, then you'd know about it because it would be everywhere. Sadly, just be healthy and rest is the best thing that you can do.
I bet one of the pricks on Stephen Bartlett's podcast will try and tell you there's a way to beat illness, though.
Oh god, there's all sorts of supplements that can help, but at the end of the day, like we're talking about, oh my god, maybe hours of less illness rather than days, if that, maybe minutes. Like if I were to quantify how much it's helping, Jesus. Anyway, I've got a couple of questions from you, mate, which is actually crazy. We've got how do you get ready for a set? I think we're going to give a little bit of different answers, or we might give different answers for different phases. So, what? How would you answer your own question, mate, dickhead?
A set of what?
Just as a set, I guess. We'll go for we'll say, how do you get ready for a set of leg press versus how do you get ready for a set of laterals?
Okay, leg press.
Hmm.
I usually start by crying because I'm gonna have to do 20 reps, and
Always a
that's
good start.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, always a good start. Well, I've obviously warmed up. I've set up all the machine. If I'm filming the set, I'll go and set my tripod up.
Hmm.
Nice, good angle, bruv. And then I will walk over to the machine. I'll put my hands on the top of the machine, call it a good girl, and
Oh, I think that's my ick. I think you've just found my ick. Jesus, mate. Fuck it out.
oh, it just came to mind. I was like, that's so funny.
Call it a good girl.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Sit into the machine, put my feet on the platform where they want to be, and just sort of like push them into the platform, if
Hmm.
that makes sense. And then
Okay.
just, yeah,
Well,
sometimes close my eyes, imagine what the first rep is going to be like, and just fucking go, mate. It's not that deep.
I interpret this from you, it's your question, as more of a mentally, like,
Yeah.
preset ritual kind of question, right?
Yeah, it's not that deep though.
So do
Like
you have
just do
like
it.
yeah, no, honestly, genuinely, that's exactly what I wanted. Like I
Just
think
do it.
yeah, the worst thing you can do is overthink. Like the thought of, "Oh my god, this is going to suck," is often way worse than the reality. I think if you the more you lift the better you get at it, but once you've done that first rep, it should be pretty much like, okay, I'm in the set, I'm just going to fucking go, you know?
Yeah, I posted a reel the other week. It was like the hook that I put on it was like how to get ready for a set, and
Just
it
do it.
didn't make sense with the video
Yeah.
until I tied it back together in the sense of like I was just chatting shit the whole time, and then I go into the set
Mhm.
because you don't need to be fucking storming around the gym like amping
Yeah.
yourself up. Everyone just thinks you're a cunt.
The way that I would phrase it is almost like you're using the resistance. You're reacting to the resistance of the weight rather than reacting to the idea of the resistance, right? So when I'm like doing a Smith squat, an iron racket, and I feel the weight of the bar on my back, that's when I'm like, okay, this is serious. Like this is when the set begins. Take this very seriously. I'm in the set. Whereas I don't stand there, hands on the smith, going, oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. It's gonna be really heavy. Like no, just get into it. Just start and then go. The only time you really need to get like very stubborn or very like excited or whatever, stimulated, whatever phrase you want to use, aroused, okay, as the technical term, is
You make me
towards
aroused.
the end of the set, right? If you're doing a set of 12, the first five you can just sort of go in and do, right? Eight, you're like what, 7 reps away from failure. You're fucking fine. Those final 5 to 7, that's when we need to be like, okay, push, push, push. Like the amount of times that if I was doing like a high rep set, I would just start. I would just start and do 10 reps, and then I would be like, okay, fucking now I switch from
Oh,
that
that's
halfway
what I
through.
was gonna say with the leg press, man. Because it's like a 20 repper, I just count it in fives.
Yeah,
Because if I
exactly.
try, if I just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
Obviously not that quick because I actually have tempo.
yeah.
Um, because if I count all the way up, I'm like, this is going to be horrendous. So
Yeah.
counting in fives is nice. It does definitely depend on the exercise. Like you don't need to get amped up for a set of fucking arms, but
Hmm.
what I would usually do if it's something reasonably big, like a leg press, like a stiff leg, like my first set of dumbbell press or whatever the fuck it may be, is I'll like look through and see like, okay, what sort of song am I feeling today for
Yeah.
this?
Mate, music is a huge one for performance. I think the
You
best
know,
seat.
they've done studies on it. It's actually mad.
Are they actually? I'm guessing
Yeah,
it's like a
musical
sizable
performance.
increase. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's pretty
surprised.
fucking good.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Um, do 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 do.
You're like, yeah, the bros have known that for years, mate.
I think it's one of those things where it's nice to have it confirmed by a study, but I feel like anecdotally the evidence is enough for most people.
Nah,
Anyway,
anecdotal evidence doesn't count, mate. It has to be in a study.
we need it in a study,
Has
boys.
to be.
We don't know that we're good
Yeah.
coaches unless they've conducted a study on us. Um, One exercise for each muscle that you will continue throughout your life. Oh, this is like putting a
Oh,
wedding ring on an exercise, mate. Should we stick to maybe one exercise that you'll carry on throughout your life? Right, it has to be an exercise. Can't just be a pattern. Be as specific as possible.
the rest of my a lateral raise, bro, for sure.
What kind of lateral
Like
raise? That's a
you don't
movement.
need cable. What nonce chooses dumbbell lateral raise forever?
People who like big delts, like the old school bros, bruv.
No, short and no muscle built. Sorry, fuck off.
um, I'd go for a chest supported row, ideally a machine. Just unreal. I don't think you'll ever really see me not do that if I have access for one.
What?
Um,
So if you were to pick one exercise for each muscle, what would you
yeah,
pick?
oh, I've already done this. Fuck. Okay, should
Run
we
it
go
through.
muscle for muscle?
Oh,
Where do you want to start off
yeah.
with? The delts.
Um, calves, a
Okay,
seated
seated. Yeah.
straight leg calf raise. Ideally one where the platform moves, not you. That would be fucking handy.
Wait, wait, wait. We're
Hamstrings
going.
seated.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We're going back and forth, back and forth.
Oh my God,
Okay.
this is boring.
Nah, I'm going seated calf raise easily. I don't rate standing and I don't rate toe presses. Go on.
You haven't used a good toe press. Hamstring seated leg curl all the way.
100%. As much as I love a standing slash kneeling and the connection is great, it's because it's so short range, but a seated is just unreal. Quads,
Yeah. Pendulum.
Smith squat.
Atlantis
Or
pendulum.
Smith squat or a Bulgarian, but I'll go Smith squat today. Easily. Glutes.
Fair. Uh, can I say 45-degree hip extension?
Yeah, of course.
Sound? Okay, we'll go with
Why
that.
not? Why not,
I'm
mate?
in. Get some hamstring and erector. Jeez, gonna be
I'd
massive.
say RDLs for me.
Abs.
Any barbell hinge is really glutey. Really glutey for me.
Fair. Abs.
Um, Cable crunch. Yeah, sorry. I love a cable crunch. What can I
Ab
say?
mat crunch.
Fair. Um, Erectors, specifically.
Specifically erectors.
Well, it can be a compound
Uh,
movement and multiple muscles, but something that it could be like a bent over barbell
no,
row.
fuck off. I'm not doing that individually. Move on to chest, for fuck's sake.
All right, fine. Now, what about different
There's
parts of the
like
back?
two exercises you can do specifically for erectors that are
No, no, no.
actually
But I
going to
mean, like,
challenge them.
if you get a lot of erector out of a bent over dumbbell row or a flexion row, you can do that.
How wrong are you doing that?
For the chest, any kind of converging press, ideally a machine, just feels unreal. Come on. And I've not specified incline
Dumbbell.
because I'm boring. Fair enough. For lats,
Uh, Single arm pull down.
yeah, that or a machine neutral grip pull down. I'll go for
And then
yeah, I'll go for that.
upper back, it's got to be. Uh, oh, I'm really liking bent over dumbbell row at the moment. I can't
Fine,
lie,
go for it, bro. I
mate.
like
It's so nice.
chest
I
supported
did
T
I
bar.
did the 30s today, and I finished that, and I'm like, my upper back is like literally retarded right now.
I'm going chest supported T bar. I feel amazing. I love a chest supported T bar. And then rear delts.
Right now, that's what I'd say. But realistically, I would say chest supported row long term. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Rear delts.
Uh,
Oh, did you get to try that rear delt variation I told you about? Or not really a variation, a tweak on
yeah,
grip.
it's mint.
Calm.
Yeah. It's mint. I did that today. Just fucking some cuff cable nonsense.
Yeah. Cuff cable rear delts with a chest support or an upper.
I've done side delt already.
I'll go for cable laterals as well for side delts, to be honest. Come on.
Yeah.
Front delt.
Biceps.
Oh, he's gone biceps,
Fuck
all right.
off. Do front delt. Um, because you're gonna go, yeah, like a mid incline dumbbell press, so you can
No,
do extra effect.
no. I would have said um, neutral grip machine overhead press, actually. Yeah,
Uh,
fuck off.
okay, biceps, rotating dumbbell curls, but I'd have to have like 11, 12, 13, 14 kilo dumbbells because I can't do that in 2.5, so that's ridiculous.
I will opt for the. Oh, it might have to be the face away cable curl, you know? Even just
Mm,
varying cable heights there, because they're still technically face away cable curls, whether they're short or lengthened. Or a bit more
I'm
short, a
sure.
bit more lengthened. I like them both.
Triceps, probably a press. They give me the least issues.
Going single arm, push down with a cuff. Amazing.
No, as in a press, not press down.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm going for single arm cuff push down.
Oh, okay, right, cool.
Yeah. What press
Yeah.
would you go for? JN or skull crusher?
Absolutely not. Dips or neutral grip dumbbell.
Ooh, I love a
I
neutral
reckon
grip dumbbell. Very good.
that's what
Um,
I'd have to go for, man.
that is everything, unless we wanted to do upper traps, but that's just going to be some form of shrug, probably, or like a really high ascending row, or forearms. Nah, tibs. Nah.
I do enough forearm exercises as it is.
He's got him. Right, next question. Let me pull up
Got
the
them.
thing.
Oh my days.
If you could only train one muscle for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Shit question. Uh, like who's gonna do that?
Yeah, but it's a hypothetical question.
It's a dumb hypothetical.
That's the point.
Uh, uh, what would you look the least shit if you only had?
I feel like if you're going
Um,
purely aesthetic, it would be back.
yeah, yeah,
But
probably.
for enjoyment, I would go quad or ham because then you can squat or hinge. And if you're going to train one thing for the rest of your life, that's not a bad pattern to have in there. But I think quad because there's more variety.
Yeah, you can get a bit more if you only did like a leg press.
Yeah,
for sure.
but I mean, you could have leg presses, lunges, squat patterns. I mean, how many of those can you think of off the top of your head? Like a lot. Leg extensions are pretty fun as well. To be fair, I know that obviously I'm in my honeymoon phase for quads because I'm back from the knee injury, but still, I think quads. Although hams would be a close second with just the amount of hinges you could do. That's not a bad thing. If you could only hinge, I feel like you could have a little bit of a decent physique to you, but we'll see. Um, Thoughts on calisthenics? It doesn't really have much context to it, so I assume we'll just say for muscle building because that's typically what we do.
Don't care.
Don't care, not at all.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right, is it actually basic calisthenics? More concentric, eccentric focus lifts, like your basic pull-ups and dips, are pretty good. Beyond that, when you start to move into like planche, muscle ups, stuff that gets very skill based and technical, that's where it's not really worth it. But pull ups and dips are fantastic. Those are pretty good muscle building movements to have in your plan. Yeah, is that it? You want to add to anything?
No, not really.
Calm. You look so bored of this.
Jack. Yeah, I am. What are your thoughts on specific tempos building muscle versus causing joint pain? Do you remember
In
that?
No. What do you mean by?
Do you not remember the post?
Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say, how would a tempo make that much difference? Okay, so yeah, so last week I posted up a guy on Instagram. By the way, if you're listening, I think his name's Fardy. Very, very nice guy. Super nice behind the scenes. So we have no beef. If anyone is listening and is like a fucking, I don't know, Fardy head, and they're like, fuck this guy, like, no, we're all on good terms. But he posted up like, you
Oh,
should
must be.
speed up your lifts. If you lift very, very slowly, it's bad for your joints because I think the quote was like, um, restricting the freedom of your muscles, or like because you're lifting slowly you're disallowing them to move properly, which causes issue or something, right? And there's a few reasons that we might have issue with this. Luke, you look like you're about to burst. I've talked about this on my story already, so I've kind of like I've hit my clarity. So Luke, I'll let you fucking fire away at it, and if you miss anything I'll just fill in the gaps. Go on, mate.
I'm genuinely curious where he got this idea from.
I know where he got it
I,
from, by the way, but I'll wait until you're done.
oh fuck, nice. Okay. Um, what was it? I think it was he was saying something about how you can lift more weight if you go faster.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no shit. You're spending less time doing it, of course. It's not really an argument, it's just a fact. But you're placing less of that tension on the shit that you're actually trying to grow. And in my opinion, more of it on the shit that he's apparently trying to avoid. Jack? Oh, he's just not there. Fucking great podcast, this, mate. Okay, sound. Cheers.
Mate, my dog's
Brilliant.
into the neighbour's garden, so I need to fucking go get my dog back.
What a legend.
I know, give me like 5 minutes, I'll be right back. Do you want to
5 minutes.
continue? Mate, he's
Are
in
you
the neighbour's
wild?
garden. Do you want to continue the pod on your own?
Not for 5 minutes by myself. Go and get your
Alright,
dog. Just
give me a
ask
sec.
about.
Yeah. Good boy, King. Way. Jesus. Right. Can you hear me? Are we all back?
Yes. Mhm.
Fat man ran away. There he
What a
goes.
legend.
He's back, luckily. Okay. Yeah, sorry, you were saying. So he was saying you can lift more because you're going faster, right? Because you're lifting it for less long.
Yeah, so where's this idea come from? Because it's just fucking baffling to me.
Well, I'm mates with someone who lives near him, and he says that he just makes up whatever his posts are on the spot, and he
So
just kind of goes with whatever. So that's where the idea came from. He just had it on the spot. But no, obviously, muscles are absolutely fine, functioning in a slow and controlled manner. Me moving around slowly, going for a walk instead of outright
now, mate,
sprinting,
you got joint pain already. Fuck
doesn't
off.
doesn't cause any issue. I was like, yeah, if you think about it, right, if slowing things down caused issue, you would have to run everywhere instead of walking. Even then, unless you're outright sprinting and moving as quickly as possible, surely you'd be causing joint issue. Because even in the example he showed, he's still slowing it down a little bit. So surely you'd be want to lifting as aggressively and moving as quickly as possible. We know that if you're moving very, very high loads in a very uncontrolled manner and you're being moved by the load quite a lot, you're exerting a lot of force across joints. And in particular, having a more controlled and slow tempo is going to reduce a lot of those joint issues. So he's kind of got things the wrong way around there. And of course, you've got slow twitch muscle fibers, which are literally designed for moving more slowly and for longer periods of time. So it's not as if he's even talking about super duper fast twitch muscle fibers, because they're even then not the only muscle fiber that you have. Even if we were saying that you had to move in line with whatever your muscle fiber type is, if that makes sense. So yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
not impressed
No,
in the
mate,
slightest.
not at all. You got any more questions? I've got like 4 or 5 more, mate.
Oh yeah, hit me.
So we've got how long before a workout should I eat, and how big should the meal be?
60 to 90 minutes is usually pretty good.
Yep. And how do you decide
And
whether it should be 60 or 90 minutes?
try 60. Do you feel sick? No. Sound.
True. No, to be fair, true. In terms of how big you make the meal, we want that meal to be, if we're getting into macros, slightly lower in fat, slightly higher in carb than most of your other meals. If you were to divide them up equally, whatever your macros are, you probably want an even split of protein, slightly more carbs, slightly less fat. The more fiber, protein, and fat present in the meal on paper, the longer it should be away from that pre-workout window. How big the meal is comes down to how much time you have before you train. If you've got 60 minutes pre-training and that's all you've got, then you need to make sure that that meal is slightly smaller. If you've got 90 minutes, then you can have it slightly bigger. So we do need to bear in mind that the smaller the meal, the closer to training we can have it. The larger the meal, the further away it needs to be. So if there's a certain time constraint, we can work that in. Or if there's a certain meal that you want to have. If you want to have dark chocolate and peanut butter in that meal, King's moving the laptop, fantastic, there he is. If you want to have like super high fat, super high protein meal, then you're going to have it further away.
Makes sense.
Yeah, mate.
Bosh.
What's your hobbies besides gym? I don't know who Jim is.
Eating food. Like
Besides
nice food.
bodybuilding. Besides
Not
bodybuilding.
bodybuilding.
Eating nice food. Yeah.
Don't really have any, mate.
Damn.
Boring.
Damn. Not even. He's not even
Work.
put coaching on the list. But fair enough.
Work.
Work. Yeah. Fair. Um. I'm quite a sci-fi. I'm quite a nerd. So sci-fi and I guess we all like music and movies and food. So it's not really unique to me, but everyone likes it.
If you meet someone that says they don't like music, you need to run.
Yeah, that is weird. I think I love that most people, when you meet them, you're like, "What kind of music do you listen to?" And they're like, "Oh, a mix." Everyone says a mix. I've not met anyone who doesn't say they listen to a mix. You don't listen to a mix. You listen to like 5 or 6 different genres. That's not a mix. Come on. Anyway, next one is coming.
Tell me that is a mix.
Nah, mate, it's not enough of
It's
a
a
mix.
mix of different.
Nah, bro. You ever been to the pick and mix? You get more than 5 or 6 different ones. Come on. Anyway,
Oh,
interesting
of course you
question.
use that analogy, you fat shit.
Interesting question up next. Do I need to stick with the same exercise order in order to track progressive overload?
Why do you need to change them?
Exactly that, mate. So on paper, yes, as much as physically possible, because if the only reason that lift has gone up is you've done it earlier on in the session, if I normally deadlift right at the end of my session after doing 20 sets and I get 100 kilos, and suddenly I do it fresh faced first thing in the gym, I get 150 kilos, I haven't built a shit ton of muscle. I've just put myself in a state where I'm going to be a lot stronger. So there is a big, big difference there depending on how much you've changed it. So ideally, when we are lifting, we want things to be as routine as possible. So rest between reps, your tempo, the amount of sets you're doing, and obviously the order of the exercise at which you're doing it. And ideally, warm up sets we want to keep to a similar amount if we're getting a bit finicky about it. But exercise order is a big one to keep the same. So, yes.
Spot on.
Imagine
Nailed it.
if you were doing your pendulums, Luke, and you did those first thing, and then one day you came in and you did single leg extension, leg press, Bulgarians, and then your pendulums. Do you think you'd PR?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Because you want it bad enough. That's different.
Exactly.
Trying to see if there's any other good questions. Not really. We've got some pretty naff questions. Sorry, guys. Least favorite fitness trend?
Eddie Abu.
That's so funny. No, can we put that in a reel? Oh, that's going in a reel.
Yeah,
That's sick.
why not?
um, my least favorite fitness trend is and always will be.
You see Paul's post today?
No, no. What was it?
He was roasting Eddie Abu because he said if you want to have ice cream, don't have ice cream, just have an egg. Oh,
Just have an egg. Eddie Abu is the reason genital warts exist. That's really funny.
mad.
My current least favorite fitness industryism is people who want to maximize hypertrophy arbitrarily setting really low volume on everything for absolutely no reason. Yeah. Jared
No,
Feather.
low volumes. Low volumes better.
Jared Feather liked my comment on it where he was talking about volume escalation and training frequency. And my comment was something along the lines of people fear not recovering more than they actually don't recover. And he liked it. So there you go, guys. And I think it's very true. The amount of conversations I've had of people where they're like, oh, I won't recover. It's like, you're terrified of not recovering, but you haven't actually tried it, so you don't know. And then I tell them to try it, and then they're like, oh, I can recover. Or hey, maybe they're like,
It's a great time.
I can't recover. And then you're like, cool, at least you fucking know now. God. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so fucking tired. Oh
I
my
can
God.
tell, mate, you are not existent.
Ask me another dumb question.
Thoughts on Sam Sulek?
Uh, Massive.
Yeah.
Could train better.
Yeah.
Could eat some more vegetables.
And
Could
fruit.
blast a bit less gear.
Disagree. More.
More gear. Always up the dose.
Always, bruv. Why would you ever want less? Um, yeah, I think people want people want
He's got one thing very right about his training.
he enjoys it.
Spot on.
I think Lee Priest had a really good take on it where he was
Oh, I
like,
fucking love Lee so much. He's
yeah,
hilarious,
he is
mate.
funny. Well, he was like, he's young, he's enjoying bodybuilding. Yeah, later on he'll get all serious with the chicken and the rice and looking into his lifts, but for now he's growing, he's doing it well, and he's enjoying it. So let him. Like, I think ultimately us normal people with normal genetics, we look at that and we go, "Oh, he could be doing better," but it's like Sam's doing all right for himself and he's fucking enjoying it. And if I could do what Sam did and eat how he ate, and well, to be honest, I wouldn't want to eat how he ate because I think I would die. But if I could train how he trains, just go in there and make it up and train 7 days a week, mate, I'd love to do that and grow well. But I can't, so I don't. But that would be a laugh if you could do it.
Yeah, at some point he will his progress will slow down and he'll
Yeah,
start to do other things. That's just how it is. Last note on Lead Priest, I have to tell you this because it's fucking hilarious.
go on.
Sometimes he answers the comments on Fuad's post when he asks for podcast questions,
Hmm.
and there was one that was like best gift your wife has ever given you, and Lee Priest just comments leaving.
Oh my god, bro. Mate, Lee's a maniac though. His
Oh, hilarious,
his physique when he was like however young he started, like 16 or something stupid. It's bonkers, mate. Bonkers.
retarded.
Yeah, one of Conor Launder's all-time idols, I think, Lee Priest, because he said he's short. I've been listening a lot to the Amateur Hour podcast actually, so shout out them. Even though we're shouting out a bigger podcast, but sure, why not? Go for it, mate.
Yeah,
Just
pretty much.
watching my
Do you
dog
want to sign us off?
watching my dog scratch himself. There you go, watchers. See that?
God.
It's pretty wham. Dog's getting pretty wham, boys. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry that Luke's so tired. I'll get him swapped out next time. Have a good evening, everyone. Cheers. Bye.